Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roman, and the day is almost here, and that day is E3 2014. It is literally one day away, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought, you know what? Let me make a video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but all I'm going to do is talk video games, what I expect from each press conference, and it's one day away. You have no idea how excited I am. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I've been watching the live stream on my computer, possibly on my PlayStation. It just depends. But I'm so excited. I'm going to get some good sleep so I can stay up, make sure I don't fall asleep. And basically, let's get right into it. I'm going to start off with Microsoft. Then I'm going to go Sony, Nintendo, Ubisoft, EA, and then some other games towards the end. I believe this is the order that it goes in. Microsoft, I know for sure, starts the day. Then Sony, then Nintendo, then Ubisoft, EA, and then I'll basically just talk video games. I believe that's how the order usually goes. But let's get right into it. First and foremost, I don't own an Xbox. I'm going to be as fair and balanced as possible. I'm going to make sure that I try and give some equal talking time to each console, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, Xbox One, PS4, Wii U. So basically, from Microsoft, last year's E3 press conference was extremely boring. TV, 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 cable, TV, TV, and they showed the console, whatever. Extremely boring. I had an boring time. It was just awful. I was sitting here, I was just like, let's get to the games. Let's get to something exciting. TV, I know I have one. So it was extremely boring. It was extremely upsetting. They made a lot of bad moves with their Xbox. They say, oh, you can't play used games. Oh, you can't do this with this. You have to make sure you check in online every so hours. You always have to keep your Connect on to play. Something like that, whatever. They made a lot of bad moves with E3, and 2 weeks later they went back on that. So you know they had some issues at E3. Anyone that thinks Microsoft won E3 last year is absolutely crazy. Sony for sure won last year. There's no doubt about it. But Microsoft, what they have to do this year to succeed is show off games. No one cares about TV. No one does. This is E3. When people watch E3, when people go to E3, they go to watch some awesome gameplay and awesome games. Besides last year, all that I can remember from last year is them showing the Halo 5 trailer, Call of Duty Ghost trailer, and Quantum Break. That's all I remember from last year. There was nothing exciting at all. So what Microsoft has to do to succeed this year is give the fans what they want. It's about the fans, and it's what they want. So basically, the fans, what they want is games. And that's what that has to be their main focus, is video games. Why? Because that's all the people care about. So when Microsoft opens up, I think they definitely need to talk about the Connectless bundle and be like, oh, you know, most people already know, but some people might not. They're releasing the Xbox One without a Kinect, so it's going to be $100 cheaper, same price as the PS4. And that's going to get a lot more people to buy it. They'll probably throw in Titanfall, Halo 5, which I'll get to here in a second. And that's basically what they have to push. We're lowering the price. This is for you guys. This is what you guys wanted. We realize we made some bad decisions, and if they have to openly admit it. They probably won't, but they have to openly admit that they made mistakes, and that'll get people back on track again. Because they're slacking in sales compared to PlayStation right now. PlayStation is decimating in unit sales. So what I'm expecting out of Microsoft's press conference is straight games. I don't have a lot here because these are mainly the only ones I expect. And what I expect them to open with is Halo 5 Guardians or Call of Duty. But Halo 5 is obviously the next Halo. It's going to be titled Halo 5 Guardians. Never a big Halo guy. I played a little bit of Halo 4 and ODST and whatever at my friend's house. Didn't really like it. Not a big Halo guy. It's not my game type. It's not my game style. It's not my flavor. It's not the type of game that I'm looking for. But, you know, it appeals to a lot of people. So a lot of people have been upset with Halo recently, so hopefully this will get them back on track and release it with their Connectless bundle. So Halo 5 should be their main push and what they should kick it off with, just to get people pumped and super excited. And that's what I'm expecting for sure, is Halo 5 gameplay. I'm not expecting a CG trailer of Master Chief with a poncho in the desert and some alien robot thing. I'm not expecting something like that again because But although last year Master Chief is one of the most iconic characters, I'm a PlayStation guy, but he gave me the chills and it was awesome. But Halo 5 Guardians is what they're going to have to push. They're going to have to show gameplay, not multiplayer. They'll probably show single player. I'm super excited to see what they're going to bring because I want Microsoft to succeed. I want competition, and I want to see other people get excited. So Halo 5 should definitely be there for sure. Quantum Break is next on their games. I believe, I'm almost positive it's an Xbox exclusive only. I could be completely wrong, but Quantum Break looks extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. When I saw the trailer, I was like, man, this looks super cool. And then I do believe that they announced a Quantum Break exclusive, and I was like, oh man. And then Sony came out and they showed a bunch of their exclusives and whatnot. But Quantum Break looks interesting. I don't know a lot about the game. The first trailer was really cool. So I'm pretty excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. Some single-player action, I'm sure. And hopefully it lives up because I really enjoyed the trailer, and hopefully they bring some exciting gameplay to the table. Next up is, it's a big question mark, but I'm going to throw it out there, start some discussion, start some debate. Gears of War. Now, we haven't seen a Gears of War in a while. Gears of War in a while. And from what I remember, everyone loved Gears of War 1 and 2. Then Gears of War 3 was okay, and then they came out with, I believe, Gears of War Judgment Day, and no one bought that game. Because Gears of War literally was just completely fell off the map. It was like, I didn't even know they released a Gears of War game. And I always watch gameplay on YouTube. It's a pretty cool game. The style of it is not for me. I don't own an Xbox, and it's an Xbox exclusive only. So, I mean, I enjoy watching it, but literally I saw no Judgment Day gameplay, and it literally fell off the map. So what's got to get fans more excited is show this next-gen type of game. It's Gears of War. We're bringing it back. New, awesome, badass type of crazy chainsaw stuff. So Gears of War will definitely be there. No, not definitely be there. I should take that back. Gears of War could be there. Microsoft needs to come out big. They need to show exclusives. They need to get people excited to buy an Xbox. Because right now I'm talking to people, what did you get? PS4. What did you get? PS4. 1 in every 10 people got an Xbox. And if they want people to buy their console, they're going to need to obviously lower the price, which they're doing. And they need to have big exclusives there. Because last year it was nothing. Besides Call of Duty, Halo, and Quantum Break, from what I can remember. I could be missing a few major ones. Maybe Mirror's Edge. I don't know, whatever. But, I mean, it's what has to happen. And Gears of War is a popular title. People still go back to play Gears of 1 and 2. So Gears of War hopefully will be there for Microsoft. If they're going to want people to get excited for Xbox again, go out with Gears of War as well. Pretty much to stay with the shooter gameplay, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is Microsoft's gold. They always show a Call of Duty every year because they get the DLC first, and it's the most popular FPS title in the business right now. Ghost is the worst Call of Duty to date. Could leave people with bad taste in their mouth, but give it a chance. It's a new company that's working on, I believe it's Sledgehammer Games, who worked on helped with multiplayer and single player for MW3. And now it's on a 3-year cycle. Next year it'll be Activision for 2015. And then for 2016 it'll go right back to Infinity Ward. And then 2017 it'll be back to Sledgehammer. So now that it's on a 3-year cycle, I think we can expect just a little bit more out of Call of Duty, a little bit more excitement, a little bit more fun, something new, something different. But Call of Duty Advanced Warfare will be there for sure. They won't start off with it. They're going to show some single-player gameplay, single-player trailer. We already have one before with Kevin Spacey. It looks really interesting. I'm really excited. I get Call of Duty every year just to try it out because I don't want to try some game that I might not even like and waste $60 on that. But I can go to Call of Duty and at least have a decent time. So it'll for sure be there. They'll hopefully show some multiplayer gameplay. Last year they didn't show multiplayer gameplay, I believe, until maybe July or August of last year. So if people want to get excited for an Xbox, come out with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. People are going to obviously watch it. People are still going to buy it. I don't care what anybody says. People will buy Call of Duty regardless. Regardless. So, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare will for sure be at Microsoft's press conference. A lot of people are questioning Rise 2. No, I don't think so. I don't think Rise 2 will be there. I heard Rise 2 got really bad reviews. It was basically, excuse my phone. A lot of people got really upset with Rise 2. Like, it was beautiful. It was a gorgeous game, but graphics don't make a game. Ask Super Mario 64. So Rise 2, is it possible? No. Is it possible in the future, like next year's E3? Yes. But I don't think it'll happen. I just don't think it's... A lot of people liked Rise 1. It got really bad reviews. So, mediocre reviews. I believe it got like a 5 or a 4 or a 6 on IGN and 6s in other places. Just a mediocre game that a lot of people were excited for. It's basically hack and slash. Go run across every level, just hack a few people, move on. So, I don't think a lot of people are looking forward to it. Is it possible? Likely. Will people still buy it? Yes, but not a lot. Next up, what could be at Microsoft. There's a few questions, spark some debate here. Titanfall 2, could they do it? I hope not. I don't want them to suffer Call of Duty syndrome. Titanfall 2 will be on PS4 as well. It's not going to be an Xbox exclusive anymore like Titanfall 1 was. So Titanfall 2, could it be there? Maybe. I don't think it will because Respawn Entertainment, they did Call of Duty 4. They did really, really well with Call of Duty 4. Still one of the best Call of Duties to date. But will they show Titanfall 2? Likely. It's very, very likely. Don't take it out of the question. Could it be at Microsoft's press conference? More than likely, because a lot of people I've been talking to really said that not a lot of people play Titanfall anymore. At first, when people first got it, oh my god, this is a Call of Duty killer. Call of Duty's so dead. And people still play Call of Duty more than Titanfall. Which is weird because Call of Duty sucks and Titanfall looks really fun, but I heard it's just not as rewarding as Call of Duty or Battlefield because you play against bots sometimes and you fight these mechanic robots, the Titans, and you can't really upgrade. You only have a few guns. You can't really do anything, to your Titan. So it's like they kind of messed up a little bit, but could they release Titanfall 2? Maybe. Possibly. It's likely. But don't take it out of the question. It could, it may, or may not be there. So what I think Microsoft is going to end their press conference with, they have to end it like this. It absolutely has to be done. It's talks. I don't know if it's a for sure fact. It could be a rumor. I could be completely wrong. The Halo collection. Are they going to release Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, ODST, all of them on next gen? For Xbox One, will they do it? If they want people to go out and buy an Xbox, for people that converted from Xbox to Xbox to PS4, they need to show the Halo collection. Halo 2 is one of the most appraised games of all time. One of the most loved video games of all time. I never got the chance to play it. I always grew up with PlayStation. So, if they want people to come back to Xbox and to win them over and win this year's E3, go out with a bang and release the Halo collection on Xbox One Next Gen. Will they do it? Hopefully. I want to see people get excited. Of course, I want Sony to win. I'm a big Sony fan. But if Microsoft comes out and does phenomenal, that's good. Good job for them. They made up for mistakes from last year. But what will they do? But is it worth $60 for a single disc of Halo 2? Is it worth that? No. But if they come out and they say, you can get each single disc for $60, it won't make as many sales as they think. I think if they're going to release it, single disc, $30. But if they release it as a collection, over $100 easily. Because they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, ODST, and all the other ones, and possibly a Master Chief figure. It's likely. Usually collections come with a little figure or something from the game that's very popular. Maybe a Cortana hologram, but they have to release the Halo collection. It's likely. I'm expecting it, and that's what I think they need to end with. If they want to go out the bang and win their press conference and win E3, go ahead and release the Halo collection. I don't know if they'll do it. I don't know, but hopefully they will. Hopefully they will. I would put Battlefield here, but I wanted to give a first-person shooter to Sony to give them a little bit of talk. But yeah, Microsoft, basically, going to talk about the Connectless bundle, probably a little bit more about TV, Skype stuff that no one cares about. Halo 5 Guardians for sure, Quantum Break for sure, Gears of War maybe, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for sure, Rise 2 maybe, Titanfall 2 maybe, and then the Halo collection. They have to do the Halo collection. There's not much to talk about for them because I don't know all of their exclusives. I don't know, like, all of their games from last year. I don't know what they're going to push. They could come out with a new IP. It's likely, but I don't really know. I mean, it's hard to predict, but that's why I'm not saying, oh, they'll release a new IP for Sony and here's what it's going to be titled, because we don't know. But moving on to Sony. Sony basically won last year's E3. They did phenomenal. They came out, they bashed Xbox. They were like, oh, here's a used game. You can borrow it and play it on your unit. So that video has like millions of views, hundreds and hundreds of views. It's absolutely hilarious. I laughed my ass off when I first watched it. But it's going to be tough for Sony to upgrade from last year's E3 because last year's E3 was phenomenal for Sony. Released great trailers, great games, great news. Here's what PS4 is going to reveal and show, and here's what it's going to have. And they haven't even released. No one has seen the unit yet, and they unveiled the system, the PS4, and people are going nuts. It's like this slanted and super cool. The controller lights up. It's got a touchpad. Feels super nice on the handles. People are going crazy. And he said the PS4, because Microsoft's press conference was right before theirs, and their console was $499, $500. And PS4 comes out, Sony comes out, and they say, and the PS4 at US price is $399. And people are going crazy, screaming their heads off, yeah, Sony, PS4. People are going nuts. Because the Xbox won last generation, and I'll admit it, the Xbox 360 manhandled PS3, but PS3 eventually grew in sales. But Sony nailed it last year. Sony absolutely nailed it. They talked about games, and it was all about games. It wasn't about TV. It wasn't super boring. It was exciting. It was super fun. And the only people that did enjoy it were Sony people. And the only people that didn't enjoy it were Xbox people. So what does Sony have to do to upgrade off of last year? New IPs, new content, and PlayStation Now. And that's what I'm going to start off with. Here's what I think they're going to start with before they get into games. They're going to talk a little bit about PlayStation Now. And from what I can gather off of PlayStation Now, you can basically, it's probably going to be a monthly subscription just like PlayStation Plus. But PlayStation Now is basically going to be, you can rent old last generation games, for example, God of War, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Last of Us, last generation games, or Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper. So lots of last generation games, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. From what I can gather is you can rent or buy those games and play them on your PS4. That's how I interpret it. I could be completely botching it, and I'm probably wrong. Correct me down in the comments below if I am wrong. But from what I can concur and what I can gather is the fact that you can rent old games and play them on your PlayStation through PlayStation Store. That's what I'm getting out of this. I could be completely wrong, like I said. So correct me down in the comments below if I am wrong. For Sony to win, that's all they need to do. They need to show great games and push PlayStation Now. If PlayStation Now is what we think it is, and it's super exceptional, you can rent old games or buy old games for a pretty cheap price and play them on your PlayStation, Sony can easily win and do better than last year's E3. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very difficult because I think Microsoft is coming out guns a-blazing this year because it's always between Sony and Microsoft. But PlayStation Now is going to be huge for them, and it's what they have to open with. They're going to want people to get pumped up and super excited. So, PlayStation Now, hopefully it's what I think it is. I hope it's exciting. I hope they do it justice. I hope I hope it's what we think it is. That's all I want. I hope we can rent. Oh, excuse me. I hope we can rent old games and play them on my PlayStation, because I would go back and rent Modern Warfare 2 and play on my PS4. I would go back and rent Sly Cooper 1 and play on my PS4. I would go back and rent awesome games to play on my PlayStation 4. And if it's remastered, oh my goodness, if they come out with a remastered video game, each and every video game remastered for PlayStation and that you can rent, I don't know what could beat that, because that would just blow people's minds. So, and I believe it'd just go up in sales even more, as long as the subscription fee is reasonable. $20 a month, $15 a month, $10 a month. $5 a month. Maybe like $50 a year, just like PlayStation Plus. If they go the same route as PlayStation Plus with prices, and it's what we think it is for PlayStation now, it's gonna be crazy. Sorry, people on Twitter. And then obviously, Last Guardian has been canceled. A lot of people don't know this. I made a video. Go check it out on my channel. I talk about it more in depth in there. But basically, The Last Guardian yesterday night was actually canceled, and I reported it about 10 minutes after news broke. So you can go ahead and go check out that video. It's pretty short. It's like 6 minutes. So The Last Guardian has been canceled. It won't be coming out for PlayStation. It was going to be a PlayStation exclusive only, and that's what a lot of people expected. Sony's big thing was supposed to be at their press conference, but it's canceled now. A lot of people are speculating that it's going to have a new title, but it's going to be the same game. So like The Last Hero or something, and it's still going to be The Last Guardian gameplay that we all saw in 2009. But I go in more depth on that other video. Uncharted 4, they have to. It has to be there. If Uncharted 4 isn't there, people are going to get so mad at Sony, you have no idea. I'll get so mad at Sony. Huge Uncharted fan. Nathan Drake is one of my favorite video game heroes. So, Uncharted 4, will it be there? It's got to. It has to. And there's a lot of questions with Sony. And a lot of these video games that I'm going to be talking about, they're all just thoughts and speculation, because we don't know. We don't really know for sure what's going to be there besides The Order, Drive Club, Destiny, and Battlefield. And I think that's all for sures. Uncharted 4, for sure. It has to be a for sure. If it's not, I don't know. I don't know what we'll be doing. But apparently, from what I've been hearing from a few people I've seen on YouTube and from a few reliable sources, is that Uncharted 4, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, Uncharted 4's graphics are at a 15. That's what I've been hearing. If Uncharted 4 has, on a scale of 1 to 10, 15 graphics, like, broke the scale, I'm going to go nuts. I'm going to go crazy. I'm a huge Uncharted fan. Uncharted 4 has to be there. I wouldn't doubt it. Will they open with it after PlayStation Now? Probably. Or they might close with it. They'll probably close with Uncharted 4 and then open with The Order 1886. And they'll probably do some indie games. A lot of people really have an issue with indie games. I don't mind them. I don't mind getting indie games for free every month. No issue with me. I get trophies. I have a good time. They're super fun games. They're not the greatest games of all time. They're not at the pinnacle of video games. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. I have fun. Recently, they just released a game for free, Trine 2 and Pixel Junk Shooter Ultimate. Super fun games. I have a good time. If I just want to chill out, not rage, not get mad, just have a good time, it's definitely for sure indie games that let me have a good time. Next up, a title that is very, very possible and not out of the question. God of War. Another Sony exclusive. Will God of War be at Sony's press conference? Possible. A lot of people have an issue with Sony's exclusives, saying Xbox have more exclusives, blah, blah, blah. They're being Sony in exclusives. Technically, they're not. Because if Microsoft has more exclusives, let's say Microsoft has 20 exclusives releasing in the next 2 years, and Sony has 8 exclusives, more does not equal better. Microsoft could have 20 exclusives and only 4 of them would be good. But Sony could have 8 exclusives and 6 of them will be good. So, more does not equal better. So, I'm not comparing, I'm not trying to sound biased or anything, but more does not equal better. And Uncharted and God of War exclusives to Sony only are some of the most praised video games of all time. So is God of War going to be there? Possibly. Don't take it out of the question, ladies and gentlemen. It could possibly be there. I never got into the God of War games. I was always just more of a platform type of guy. I guess God of War is a platform type of game. I could never get into it. I played every demo for the game, for each game, but I never got a chance to play them. Will they remaster every God of War on PlayStation? Will that be one of their big things? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it, just like them releasing a new God of War. Will they release a new God of War with every God of War released before that as a bundle on PlayStation 4? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Next up, I wanted to put this on Microsoft's, but what I think is happening is the fact that studios and companies are realizing that PlayStation 4 is a more bought unit, more bought console, and a more praised console, and it runs a better graphics engine on PlayStation than Microsoft, and they want to make sure they show them the best experience possible. What I think companies and studios are realizing is we need to show our big games at Sony's press conference because it's the most loved right now. It's probably going to get the most views out of the press conference, out of each press conference that there is. But the next game up on this list is Mass Effect 4. Mass Effect Contact Wars, whatever it is. It's a rumor. It's a heavy, heavy rumor, unless I could be completely wrong. Maybe someone has confirmed that Mass Effect will be there, but we don't know the title. But will Mass Effect be at Sony's press conference? Possibly. I recently just got into the Mass Effect trilogy. They released it as a flash sale for 75% off. They released the Mass Effect trilogy on PlayStation 3 for $15. So I went out, as soon as I got some money, I bought it. I was like, I am not missing out on this. A lot of people love this game, and I love it. It's a super fun game. I really like it. I'm not done with 1 yet. I heard 1 isn't even as good compared to 2. I heard 2 is the best one, so super excited to get into it. But literally 10 minutes into Mass Effect, I was intrigued. I loved it. I love the world. I love Shepard. I love Ashley. I love, all these characters. So will a Mass Effect 4 be possible? Likely. Will it be at Sony's conference? Maybe. Will it be at Microsoft's conference? Possibly. But I think people are starting to realize that Sony's conference is like, or Sony's system is where it needs to be, is where we want to get the best looking game possible to show trailers to the people. So Mass Effect, maybe. A lot of people are talking about another Killzone. No, I don't think another Killzone will be there. Shadowfall. No one really liked Killzone Shadowfall, but it was a beautiful game. Killzone Shadowfall was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Loved the look of that game. But no, I don't think a new Killzone will be there. Battlefield Hardline. A lot of people are freaking out right now. This is not Battlefield. Whoa. Why is this not Battlefield? Why isn't this a warfare? Why is it cops and robbers? Does no one like change anymore? Does no one like seeing something different? Because as soon as people are like, I want some change to this game, and as soon as they change it, people complain. Call of Duty syndrome. Call of Duty finally changes it to a more distant future instead of 2025. Motorbikes and extreme juggernaut suits and climbing up walls. That's stupid. No change. Same engine. Whatever. Battlefield has not changed their engine. Halo has not changed their engine. They all look the same. From Battlefield 2 to Battlefield 4 to Halo 3 to Halo 4. They all look the same. From Call of Duty 3 to Call of Duty Ghosts. All look the same. They all run on the same engine anyways. But Battlefield Hardline looks really interesting. I saw the full 7-minute trailer before it got taken off online on YouTube. I really like it. I'm really interested. Battlefield 4 is loads of fun. I get on every once in a while and play with my friends. And Battlefield Hardline looks very, very interesting. I like the whole cops and robbers style. I'm that type of person. I always like being bad guys in video games. Why? Because I don't get to be a bad guy in real life. I'm always the good guy. So Battlefield Hardline looks really interesting. It looks like a great game. The story looks a little cheesy. Looks like a typical type of, something you'd see on CSI. So it looks a little cheesy. The game looks beautiful as always. Battlefield always looks beautiful. I'm really excited to see some gameplay. I'm really excited to see the trailer again. And hopefully it has the same effect as Battlefield 4. A lot of people I talk to, like a lot of Call of Duty fanboys, are like, "Oh my God, Battlefield looks so dumb." And I'm not a fanboy of anything. I'm an open-minded person in video games, and Battlefield looks very interesting. I'm very excited for it. Next up, just a game that I loved during my childhood. Spyro. Is it a possibility? Maybe. I don't think so. I think Spyro's kind of dead in the water. Just a little bit of hope in me to see a new Spyro game on next gen. That'd be really cool. Another game from my childhood I would like to see, Sly Cooper, but they just recently released Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Is it possible? Yes, of course. Sly Cooper, a new one, unlikely. I'm going to try out Thieves in Time. It's free for PlayStation Plus on PS3. I'm going to go ahead and download that in a few days' time. Next up is another game I loved as a kid, Crash Bandicoot. Don't doubt Crash Bandicoot being there. Crash Bandicoot is one of the most fun games I've ever played in my life. They had Crash Bandicoot Racing, they had Crash Bandicoot Neo Cortex, Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, 3, time travel, all this stuff. Great world, rich world. Love the characters in that game. Love the villains. Will it be there? Don't doubt it. Do not doubt Crash Bandicoot being there. It's been years since we've seen a new one. So don't doubt it being there. Another game possibly going to be there because we haven't seen an upgraded version in a long time. Ratchet & Clank. One of the most praised games in the past 20 years. Ratchet & Clank, one of the most praised franchises. Could it be there? Possibly. Likely. Very, very likely. I think it'll just be a little bit of small teaser. Nothing much, but will Ratchet & Clank be there? Probably. Next up, it has to be here. It has to. There's no doubt in my mind that Jak and Daxter will be at this year's Sony's E3. Jak and Daxter is what I am today. I was built upon Jak and Daxter. I love Jak and Daxter. I beat every single one. I love that world. Will they release a new one on next gen? They have to. Please, Sony. Please. Listen to my voice. If you release a Jak and Daxter, I will buy every product and everything ever, forever and ever and ever. Freaking love Jak and Daxter. It has to be at E3 this year at Sony's press conference. It has to. It has to. Please. I mean, I can't express it enough. I love that world, and I hope it's going to be there. Drive Club. I heard a lot of people had issues with Drive Club last year, but they recently released a demo that people could go out and play. Some people they invited. Drive Club recently, like a few months back, and a lot of people said there's a lot of good changes to it. The controls are a lot more smooth. They're super excited for it. It's actually not that bad of a game, they said. It looks pretty fun. They really enjoyed it. And at first they said it was really bad, but will Drive Club be there? Yes. Like I said before, going back to Mass Effect, I think companies and studios are starting to realize that Sony is where we need to be this year until Xbox ups their game, because Sony's just taking over right now. Although with the issues that they're having at their company and they're losing money. Next up, Destiny. Now when I think of Destiny, I never got into Borderlands. A lot of people are comparing it to Borderlands, but that Borderlands wasn't my thing. But when I first heard of Destiny and what the world would be, I was jumping out of my seat. I was super duper excited, super pumped. But are they going to show more Destiny gameplay? They have to. Because when you look at last year's E3, Destiny was kind of like set up, it was kind of like fixed and like scripted. Like, oh, hey, who's coming over there? It's like, oh, I'm here on my bike. Oh, let's go kill some aliens, whatever. They have to show more. Because I was super excited right before E3, and then I saw gameplay, and I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this game. I'm excited, but I need to see more. So hopefully they reveal more. Hopefully they show a little bit more multiplayer, some single player, whatever. Um, will it be there for sure? Just like the Mass Effect and Drive Club things, studios are realizing this is where we need to show our gameplay. Next up, same thing with Destiny. The Order 1886, it was recently delayed. I don't know what for exactly, probably to update the gameplay because super pumped for the Order. I heard about it and I was looking forward to the trailer last year, saw the trailer. I was hopping out of my seat. I was super excited. I was like, yeah, the Order's going to be awesome. Another Sony exclusive. Hopefully it's awesome. Hopefully it's as rich of a world as Last of Us. And hang on, I should take my advice. Last of Us is something special to me. Hopefully it's as good as a game as Uncharted and another great exclusives for Sony that people will enjoy their cinematic type of game style for their exclusives. And then I saw gameplay, and I was like, same thing with Destiny. I was kind of like, yeah, I saw the trailer, and then I saw gameplay, and I was like, it's alright. But hopefully they show more gameplay. It got delayed. Hopefully they fix a lot of things. I didn't like the way the gun looked, the cinematic, awesome, the graphics are beautiful. I don't know, maybe they might light it up a little bit more, maybe make things a little bit more bright. But I saw gameplay and I was kind of a little bit disappointed. I wasn't like as excited as I was when I saw the trailer. So I can't wait to see what they do with that. And then just to end things off, basically Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is coming to PlayStation in August, I believe. I believe it is around August. But Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is is an Xbox exclusive right now, and people are super excited to, you know, love that world. Plants vs. Zombies for me was a very fun game. I really enjoyed every single one. Plants vs. Zombies 1, Plants vs. Zombies 2, and now I'll have the chance to play Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Will they have a little thing in there at Sony's press conference? Not likely, but will it be like in their like booth area? Probably. So now that I'm done with Sony, after talking about them for quite some time, and talking about a lot of their possibilities, because we don't really know what's coming at Sony's press conference besides Uncharted, Order, Destiny, Drive Club, Battlefield. That's it. We don't really know, what for sure is going to be at Sony's press conference. And I'm super excited. A lot of questions. One day away. Next up is Nintendo. Of the big three, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, definitely the Nintendo Wii U is the weakest link. A lot of people really like it, and a lot of people really love the games. And I love Nintendo games, but obviously slacking in sales. I believe they just hit the 7 million sales for their unit. I could be wrong. I could be completely botching that number, but recently Nintendo released Super Mario Kart 8. I saw gameplay on Ghost Robo's channel. Go ahead and check out Ghost Robo's super awesome channel. He's one of the reasons I'm doing this today. But Mario Kart 8 was released, and that game is beautiful. That game is absolutely beautiful. And no one buys the Wii U, and a lot of people bought the Wii U Mario Kart 8 bundle. So Mario Kart 8 obviously succeeded. So it brings up the question, did the Wii U technically falter? Because it didn't get the love that it wanted. Because when the Nintendo Wii first came out with the stick and everything, everyone bought one. Everyone was excited. I loved it. Wii Sports was awesome. One of my favorite games at that time. Loved it. It kind of fell off. The games were super boring. And besides Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. And then, like, the graphics were really, really bad. I mean, if you compare and the graphics have a lot to do with people buying consoles these days. Sadly, graphics don't make a game. Nintendo has created some of the greatest games of all time: Zelda, Metroid, Super Smash Brothers, Super Mario. I mean, and their graphics are not very good at all, but they're super fun games. So graphics have a lot to do with it. So it brings up the question: will a new Wii console or a new Nintendo console be released? I don't think so. It's possible. Will a new console be at Nintendo's press conference? Don't take it out of the question. The Wii U didn't do as good as they thought, but a lot of people started buying it more after the success of Mario Kart 8, because Mario Kart 8 is acclaimed as possibly the best Mario Kart ever. So, will they release a new console? Maybe. Will they show more 3DS? Probably. Will they release a new handheld console? I mean, a new handheld system? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Will they release a bundle? Probably. Will they release a new Pac-Man, Metroid, whatever. But moving on to games, after this, they need to push Wii U. They need to push it more and more. Wii U does this, Wii U does this, and they need to do something. They need to do something to get people excited about Wii again, because a lot of people, after Sony's conference, usually shut off E3 because they're like, I don't really care for Wii U, and then they come back for Ubisoft or EA. So they need to push the Wii U. They need to show that they have good games, and it's super fun, and you can actually have a good time with family and friends, because gaming isn't just about yourself, but it's about your family. And I have a big family. I love playing video games with my family. We have a super good time. Always have a good time with Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers. So they need to push some more bundles. They need to release a new handheld system. They need to release something new and something exciting. I love the character of Mario. Some of my favorite games of all time. Super Mario Galaxy is my second favorite game ever made. But will they release a new Mario World? Probably not. That'll be safe for next year's E3. I think that they're mainly going to focus more on Zelda, Metroid, Super Smash Brothers. But will they release a new Mario focus game? No. I don't think they'll release a new Luigi focus game either. I think it's going to be mainly Zelda, Metroid, and Super Smash Brothers. And I think that's really going to be it. And a few other little games for their 3DS and a few indie games. So I don't think they're going to bring too much. New Zelda, have to. Ocarina of Time, fun. And then I believe it was Legend of Zelda, Link Between Two Worlds, won Game of the Year last year for IGN and a few other ones. It beat out Last of Us, surprisingly. A little upset about that. I'm a little bit of a fanboy for Last of Us. Like I said, holds a special place in my heart. But new Zelda for sure. They'll definitely release a new Zelda. I mean, it's Zelda. Everyone loves Zelda. Some of the greatest games of all time that I've ever played. I really loved Ocarina of Time. It's a great game. Zelda is a great character. Link is a great character. Definitely a new Zelda. New Metroid, likely, for sure. No doubt about it. Will they release a new sports game? Likely. Wouldn't doubt it. And then, to end off, the new Super Smash Brothers. If they have to. They absolutely have to, because Super Smash Brothers is one of the most fun games I've ever played. I've had such a good time with Smash Brothers. Invite some friends over. We'd get on the Wii, play combos, tournaments, whatever. We had tournaments for Super Smash Brothers. And you had to pick your specific character, and you always had to be that character throughout the tournament. We throw in a few bucks. Super Smash Brothers is the real deal. Excuse my language, but Super Smash Brothers is the shit. It's an awesome game. I absolutely love it. Will they release a new one? They have to. And if they want to kind of, give themselves a name and want people to go out and get a Wii U, because the Wii U is actually kind of cool, push Super Smash Brothers, because Super Smash Brothers is actually one of the most fun games I've ever played. Nintendo is not known for its graphics and not known for its major, oh my god, look at this crazy exclusive with this story. They're mainly a more cartoon-focused, kid-friendly type of business. And Super Smash Bros. Is actually kind of like a mature game. I mean, people still play Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon, will more Pokemon be at Nintendo? For sure. It's Pokemon. So, Super Smash Bros. Has to be there if they're going to kind of want to give themselves some recognition, make a big splash at E3, more than a lot of people expect. So, show Super Smash Bros. A new one. Super Smash Bros. 3, 4, 2, whatever. Melee 2, Melee 1, whatever. But, we have to. Kept it short and sweet with Nintendo. It's basically the same old for them every year. It's new console or new games, but we'll see. Moving on, after the big three, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, moving down to basically companies that have their little conferences, but they're more focused on games. And that, they usually start off with Ubisoft, because it is pretty big for their games. Recently, Watch Dogs just came out. Watch Dogs, I believe, broke 6 million sales already, 6 million copies. Pretty fun game. You can go ahead and check out my review on my channel. It's up right now. Gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I had a really good time with the game. And it's what Ubisoft wanted. It broke Ubisoft's sales records. So, is Watch Dogs going to suffer from Assassin's Creed syndrome just like Assassin's Creed Watch Dogs? Will Watch Dogs 2 be there? Hopefully not. I really don't want it to. I want them to focus more on Aiden Pierce's character. I want them to focus more on the world of Watch Dogs, expand a little bit more, and don't make it a yearly thing like Assassin's Creed. But could it be there? Don't doubt it. Anything's possible. But basically what I'm expecting out of Ubisoft and what I'm mainly excited for is Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 is going to be awesome. I really liked Far Cry 3. That game was really fun. It's one of my favorite games of last generation. The ending was awful. The ending was horrible. But the game was really fun. The world was really cool. I really liked the characters. I had a really good time with it. But Far Cry 4 looks pretty interesting. A lot of people are having issues with the cover. But just forget about it. It's just a video game. It's not real. Far Cry 4 is going to be one of their main pushes, and it's what they're probably going to start off with. A lot of people are looking forward to a trailer. That's probably all they're going to show. I don't think we're going to get any gameplay. They could do that. They did that last year, or not last year, but when they released Far Cry 3 trailer, they showed the trailer and gameplay. It is going to be so hard to beat Voss. Voss and the villain of Far Cry 3 was one of the best villains in video games because psychotic, crazy. Do you know the definition? He was insane. Do you know the definition of insanity? Is one of the most quoted video game lines in history. No doubt about it. So, Far Cry 4, super excited for Ubisoft. I'm super, super pumped to see some gameplay. Next up is Tom Clancy's The Division. Oh, the game is gorgeous, but it just got delayed. It got delayed a little bit longer, and I don't have an issue with games being delayed as long as they turn out pretty good. Duke Nukem, wah, wah. But Watch Dogs ended up being okay and ended up being a little bit better than it probably would have if it got released back in, I believe, November of 2013. So I'm glad they pushed it back to May 27th of this year. So Ubisoft, I think they'll do well with The Division. It looks like a beautiful game. I hope, just like Destiny, they don't do the whole scripted thing. I hope they do more of like, oh, here's the world, here's more of the world, here's how big the map is, here's what you can and can't do. I hope they show a little bit more from Tom Clancy's The Division. There's not much to say because we've pretty much seen quite a lot of stuff out of Tom Clancy's The Division by Ubisoft. Next up is The Crew. The Crew looks so fun. It looks really interesting. You can literally drive across the entire United States. And I heard that it takes quite some time to go across the entire United States in The Crew. So basically what The Crew is you can make your car, you can go to Miami, you can go to Chicago, you can go to New York, Los Angeles, Arizona, Texas, everywhere. It's a huge map, and you can race with your friends, you can race across the world. Looks like an awesome game, but Ubisoft has to show a little bit more. I can't really think of anyone that has played the game early yet, but I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited to see more out of it. Will I buy it when it comes out? I have a soft spot for racing video games. I have Need for Speed Rivals. It was the first game I bought when I got a PS4 after Call of Duty Ghost. So I have a soft spot for racing games. But I'm super excited for The Crew, and I hope it lives up to expectations because I want it to be good. I want it to be good. It has a lot of promise. I'm very intrigued by it. I don't know if there's too much of a story behind it. I think it's just an open world racing game, and that sounds really, really cool. Next up for Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed Unity. I believe it is a next-gen exclusive. So I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I didn't really have too many issues with it. Is it on Assassin's Creed 2 level or Assassin's Creed Brotherhood level? Absolutely not. But I had quite a little bit of fun with it. I really kind of liked the pirate ship thing. But was it the best? No. And I think Assassin's Creed Unity is going to look beautiful, but hopefully the gameplay is what we deserve and what we want. So, and then I believe they're releasing an Assassin's Creed for the last generation. Because I believe Unity is a next-gen exclusive only, PS4 and Xbox One. In PC, and Assassin's Creed last gen, whatever the title may be, will be on Xbox 360 and PS3 and not a exclusive. Or it could be this Assassin's Creed last gen could be for PS3, Xbox 360, PS4, and Xbox One, but it won't look as good as Assassin's Creed Unity. So that's basically it from Ubisoft. That's all I'm expecting. There's not much to touch up on. We don't know too much about Assassin's Creed. Don't know too much about Watch Dogs 2. It's a possibility. I could be missing some games on here. Far Cry 4, one of my most anticipated games of the year. And then Tom Clancy's The Division is delayed, I believe, until next year, 2015. But I expect some gameplay out of that, and I'm super pumped. Moving on to EA. Same old from EA. They have a few different games here and there, but I'm mainly going to focus on EA for their sports games. Madden 15, NHL 15, NBA 2K 15, and FIFA 15. And then, is there going to be another Need for Speed? Likely. Don't count it out. It's a possibility. Anything is possible. Soft spot for racing games, like I said. So is Need for Speed likely? Most definitely for sure. Madden 15, they released a screenshot of Colin Kaepernick. Beautiful. Not that Colin Kaepernick is beautiful, but oh my god, the graphics on Madden 15 are gorgeous. Huge football fan. You can see from my YouTube name. I absolutely love football. It's my life and blood. I literally watch 12 hours of it every single Sunday. I'll keep up on every offseason news, acquisition, contracts, whatever. You can go check out some videos on my channel if you want. But the game looks beautiful. NHL 15 trailer for sure on whoever wins the Stanley Cup final. Probably not, because we don't know who's won the Stanley Cup final yet. But the Kings are up 2-0, sadly. FIFA 15, I don't know if it'll be at EA's conference specifically. It'll probably be at Sony's or Microsoft's, but I wanted something to talk about more at EA, so I kind of gave it just more talking time instead of like 5 minutes. So FIFA 15 always looks beautiful, always typical Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, whoever, kicking the ball around and then scoring a goal, and that's the end of the trailer. So that's what I'm expecting. They released an NBA 2K15 trailer, and I believe Kevin Durant will be on the cover because he was the MVP this past season. Congratulations. They recently released a trailer, but I am staying away from trailers. I want to be stunned. I want to be blown away while watching it live at E3. I don't want to watch it pre-hand. So I get to, let's say, EA's conference, and NBA 2K15 is there, and I'm like, oh, I already saw it, so I don't really care. I'll just get on my phone until it's done. So I'm waiting to watch the trailer, but it's coming for sure. All these games are coming for sure, except for Need for Speed. We don't really know yet. But EA is kind of the weakest of the 5 conferences that there are, but they still show some great games. I don't know if it'll be just sports-related games, but it's usually what it is. It's usually what they push and what they show. So will they show Madden 15 gameplay, or will it be another CGI trailer like last year? Probably. Moving on, and basically this is just talk for some games that will be there. I just wanted to have a little other category and a little bit of other news for you guys. So basically some other games that will be there, and we'll start off with Dying Light. I saw the trailer for Dying Light, and it looks like a fun game. It's like a parkour zombie smashing game. It looks pretty fun. I'm really intrigued by it. I don't know what it'll be like. Yeah, I believe it was a gameplay trailer. The gameplay looks really fun, looks really fluid. Or it was just a CG trailer. You can never really tell these days because the graphics compared to CG are almost very, very similar. So Dying Light looks really, really fun. And then I'll get to that towards the end. Homefront 2, you can go ahead and check that out. I'm talking about it a little bit on my channel. It's on the same video as Mortal Kombat 10. But some news about Mortal Kombat 10 is that Ed Boon, one of the creators of Mortal Kombat, came out and said they're adding 2 new characters that have never been in Mortal Kombat before, or they have been in past Mortal Kombats and they're finally returning. They're coming back for Mortal Kombat 10. I'm super excited to see what they are. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I love Mortal Kombat 9, one of my favorite games of the last generation. Mortal Kombat 10 will probably be released in April of 2015 because it does have a 2015 release date, but we don't know the date and the time or whatever. So Mortal Kombat 10 and Homefront 2, I go more in depth on my video on my channel, so go ahead and go check that out. Evolve. Evolve is a Game of the Year contender. You know, besides Watch Dogs, Watch Dogs is the best Game of the Year so far. Possible Game of the Year contender, Evolve and Destiny. I can't really think of another game that could beat it unless I'm completely forgetting something. Maybe Sunset Overdrive, which will also be at Microsoft's press conference. I forgot to touch on that. But Evolve looks really fun. A lot of people have a lot of fun with it. They made some changes, added some new monsters, added some new mechanics and characters. Will I be buying Evolve? Probably. It looks like a lot of fun. It's an online game. You have 4 characters, basically like Left 4 Dead. You have 4 characters, and then you have a huge monster, and you have to fight the monster, take down the monster. The monster takes out you. You set traps. It looks like a really fun, really intriguing game. I'll probably be buying it later this year. I saw the gameplay for Evil Within. Now, I'm not a big horror guy. I've always kind of just been like, horror, whatever. I don't really care for it. But Evil Within looks like a lot of fun. It's from the creator who made the first Resident Evil, one of the people's most favorite games of all time. But Evil Within looks pretty interesting. I'm not going to touch on it too much because I'm not really interested. I don't know too much about it besides the fact that it looks quite interesting and really crazy. Pretty gruesome. Next up, Witcher 3. I saw the trailer for Witcher 3. Gorgeous. Beautiful. I'm not a big Witcher fan. I don't know if I'll be buying it. I don't know if that's my type of game flavor, game style. But Witcher 3, it looks beautiful. It looks like a great game. It definitely appeals to a lot of people. So it'll be there for sure. We'll see some gameplay at whoever's conference. And then, the major news of the week, Batman Arkham Knight is delayed until 2015. And I'm going to touch on this a lot because Batman Arkham Knight was my most anticipated game of this year. Almost more anticipated than it was for The Last of Us of last year. But Batman Arkham Knight had an October release date, as it always does, right around the 20th, in between the 20th and 30th of October, like it always does. I bought Batman Arkham Asylum day 1. Bought Batman Arkham City day 1. Bought Batman Arkham Origins. So many B's. Bought Batman Arkham Origins day 1. Love every single one of them. Origins is the weakest of the 3 so far. Arkham City is my favorite. Then Arkham Asylum is right after that. But super pumped for this game. Super excited. You've seen 2 trailers already. And then they go out and they say, we've delayed it until 2015. I don't have an issue with games being delayed. They usually end up being better. Unless you're Duke Nukem, like I said before. But they usually end up being better. Rocksteady knows what they're doing. And apparently, Batman Arkham Knight was only 40% done. Literally, when it got announced. It was only 40% done. And the commentator, or not the commentator, one of the representatives for Rocksteady came out and said, we want to make sure we deliver the best game possible. We don't want to give people a bad experience. We're going off the bang, like we said before. We want to give people that full experience of Batman Arkham Knight because we promise a great game. Could be other issues behind this delay? Probably. I'm thinking maybe they didn't want to go up against Evolve, Destiny, and Call of Duty all within 2 months because Destiny's sales are going to go through the roof. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare obviously going to sell a lot, and Evolve could make a big hit, a big splash if they do well at this year's E3. So that could be why they also delayed it. But I'm super pumped. It sucks that I have to wait longer. But Last of Us got delayed for quite some time, and it ended up being my favorite game of all time and one of the top 5 greatest games ever created. So, will I say Batman Arkham Knight will be on that level? Could possibly be one of the greatest games ever created. Anything has the capability of being the greatest game ever created. But Batman Arkham Knight looks glorious, looks fun. I'm super excited. We don't know who Arkham Knight is yet. Bunch of theories. I'll probably make a solo video on that later this year. So go ahead and look out for that if you guys stay subscribed to my channel. But Batman Arkham Knight is obviously delayed. But basically that is it. I am almost at an hour. Wow. My voice is getting ready to go out and I'm getting ready to go to bed here because it is quite late. But I pretty much touched on Microsoft and everything that we can expect at E3. 1 day away, ladies and gentlemen. E3 is 1 day away. So we've got Microsoft, pretty much Halo, Sony, PlayStation Now, and we don't really know what Sony's going to bring to the table besides The Order, Drive Club, Destiny, Battlefield, and Uncharted 4. Touched a little bit on Nintendo. Lots of great games, but never live up to Sony and Microsoft standards. Pretty much new Super Smash Brothers, hopefully. That'll get a lot of people excited. New Zelda. Mario World, probably not. And they have to push the Wii U more. Ubisoft, basically, I'm super excited for Far Cry 4 gameplay. Super excited to see the villain. The Division looks cool. The Crew looks really fun. Assassin's Creed Unity, don't really know. Assassin's Creed Last Gen is what I'm going to call it for now until it gets an official title. And then Watch Dogs 2, we don't really know. It's definitely possible, but not very likely. EA, basically sports and whatever else they release. I can't really think of anything else that they would show. Maybe Battlefield, a little bit more about Battlefield, but that'll be mainly used at Sony's press conference. But we'll mainly see Madden, NBA 2K, and then other games. Dying Light, what was that? Sunset Overdrive looks really cool. I believe that's an Xbox exclusive. Star Wars Battlefront 3. Oh my god, I almost ended the video without talking about Star Wars Battlefront 3. So I'm just trying to get through this real quick. Star Wars Battlefront 3 was teased last year, and I was sitting down on my couch. I was watching E3 live on Spike, and I was like, sitting there, I was kind of like, I kind of want to go get something to eat, whatever. And they're like, and then look at this new trailer. So I'm sitting here. I see someone walking in the snow. And I'm like, this looks really, really cool. What is it? And all of a sudden you see this AT-AT's leg smash on the ground right in front of the camera. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. So, I was a huge fan of Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. Loved playing that game. I would play it for hours on end. I love Star Wars Battlefront. Super fun. So it's going to be on next gen. I believe it has the Frostbite engine or the Crytek engine. I'm not for sure. I could be completely wrong on both of them. But Star Wars Battlefront 3, whoever press conference they show it at, whether it be Ubisoft, EA, Sony, or Xbox, or Microsoft, Battlefront 3, I'm super excited for. It is honestly one of probably my second most anticipated game of the year after Far Cry 4. First it was obviously my third after Batman Arkham Knight and Far Cry 4. But Battlefront 3 it's got to be promising. They've got to show some gameplay. I'm super excited. Hopefully it's a next-gen exclusive so they don't have any setbacks graphics-wise, story-wise, and mechanics and gameplay-wise. So, super pumped for Battlefront 3. You have no idea how excited I am. I love the ones that they made before, and I'm really, really excited to see gameplay this year. Homefront 2 Mortal Kombat 10, go check it out on my channel. Evolve looks really fun. Potential Game of the Year candidate. Evil Within looks really fun, not my flavor. Witcher 3, same as Evil Within, not my flavor, but looks really, really cool. And then Batman Arkham Knight was obviously delayed. So we're at the 1 hour and 3 minute mark. Last sip of soda on camera, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My voice is running out here. It's the longest I've ever talked. I do this for you guys, not for me, and I'm getting you pumped up for E3. So go ahead and hit that like button if you're excited for E3. If you completely hated the video, go ahead and dislike this video. It is your opinion, not mine. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button to keep updated with everything, video games, movies, TV shows, comic books, superheroes, news, because I do this for you, not for me, and it's what I absolutely love to do. I love to talk everything. I love talking. Obviously, I've talked for an hour now. But, and then go ahead and share this video. Get the word around. Get people pumped up for E3. 1 day away, ladies and gentlemen. So excited, you have no idea. And then go ahead and leave down in the comment below what is your most anticipated game at this year's E3. I'm excited to hear your opinions. I'm excited for you guys to spark some debates, spark some discussions. Keep it very friendly. I love to have a friendly type of channel. And go ahead and tell me what you guys think. Tell me what I can fix and not fix. And just get pumped. E3 is here. I'm so excited. Oh my god, I can't express it enough. Thank you guys so very much. I'm tired. I'm going to go hit the hay. And one last thing. Hey, E3 is tomorrow. Peace.